How's it going, guys? Here to review Avatar, the great movie Avatar that everyone made such a big shit about. And look, I'm not here to hate the movie, but I'm just gonna say it's not one of my all-time favorites. But with that said, it's still a great movie, and it's definitely worth watching if you haven't checked it out. What's his name? The guy that directed it. I should know his name because they said it a million times. You know, they advertised this movie a million times before it came out. But that guy, you know who I'm talking about. He made the movie. I'll put it in the link in the description. And I know this guy made some really other cool movies like Terminator 2, Judgment Day, as well as a few other movies that I really like. And yeah, I mean, I think he's a great director. I think that he did a good job with this movie. I think the thing for me is that it was 3 hours. And I'm just going to be honest, man. Maybe I just have a short attention span, but it's really hard to keep me captivated with a 3 hour movie. And that could very well be the reason why I never got into the Star Wars movies. I like the prequels, but I never got into the old school ones because, correct me if I'm wrong, they're mostly like 2.5 to 3 hours long. And I just can't sit through a movie that long. I just can't seem to do that. So it was the same, no less, with Avatar. I thought that it kind of drug on, and while the environments and stuff like that were amazing, a skull fuck, as one of my old friends termed it. Um, it's just I couldn't just like sit there and enjoy even all the great environments and stuff like that. It still felt dragged on to me. So that's my number one gripe with Avatar. I don't think there's any reason to make a movie longer than 2 hours. And to me, honestly, even 2 hours is kind of pushing it. I would even say like maybe I don't know, like fucking an hour and like 40. No, I guess 2 hours is okay. Okay, I can do 2 hours. I'm pretty sure I can. But anything longer than that, it's just. I mean, why? What's the point, man? What's the point of making a movie 3 hours long? Really, how much do you have to put in a movie to make it? You know what I'm saying? It's just there's only so much you have to do in one movie. Um, I just don't like the whole pretentiousness of like it's like I'm reading a visual novel, like I'm some pretentious hipster, in my visual novel. It's just I feel almost like a cunt watching it. That's not me. I'm not the kind of guy that reads big novels. I know some of you guys are thinking, well, that's more than evident. Fuck you. Okay? I don't give a shit what anyone thinks about me because, frankly, I'm too punk rock to care. But aside from that, yeah, 3 hour movies just aren't my thing. They never were my thing. And that's the sole reason why I would probably give Avatar a 7 out of a 10 rather than a 10 out of 10. But with that said, let's just talk a little bit about the movie. I didn't even say anything about the movie yet. Sorry, I had to get my caffeine kick there. So Avatar, as many of you know, because I know many of you have seen it, it's about this soldier who's part of this program where they basically sent him to another planet to try to learn about the ways of the Navi creatures. The Navi, I think Navi is pronounced, those blue creatures. And, of course, they get into trouble. One of the military people just wants to shoot them all down, and they want to learn about this tree of knowledge or some shit like that for whatever reason. They basically want to take the planet for its resources. Typical humans. This is basically like one of those movies where it's like humans are shit, and they're really putting it in your face just how shitty human beings are. It's kind of hilarious, honestly, how they do that with some movies. Like if you ever saw the movie Fern Gully, I don't think it's a Disney movie, but it's an old cartoon. Someone told me once that that's basically what Avatar is. It's like a Fern Gully, and I never saw Fern Gully, but I'm sure that's probably what it is because I know what that movie is somewhat about, and I just thought that was kind of funny to put that in there. But so yeah, I mean, the soldiers cause a bunch of mayhem with the Na'vi creatures, and I'm leaving out a lot of shit, but you have to realize this was a 3-hour movie, and a lot of it was just that soldier guy exploring the Na'vi world, the Avatar world. Forgive me, I forget the name of their planet, but um, it's been a while since I saw the movie, but I do really like the environments and all that great stuff. And when they go to war, I mean, at the very end, that is pretty awesome. I have to admit, fighting the Naves versus the humans. I wish I wouldn't have had to sit through, like 2 hours and 30 minutes of shit before I could see some action. And forgive me for being so blunt there, but it's just, it was too much, man. I think James Cameron is his name, finally came to me. James Cameron took way too much just thought into this movie, and it's like he just kind of regurgitated like tons and tons of shit, more shit than he needed to, way more shit than he needed to. And I'll tell you a movie that did it right is Jurassic Park. If memory serves, the first one, I don't think it was longer than 2 hours. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but Jurassic Park was a movie that I could sit through because it was a lot like Avatar in terms of discovering, new creatures and new planets or new worlds, I guess you could say. And I was able to enjoy that. But with Avatar, and I know I've said that a million times in this video, but I just couldn't do it, man. I could not do it. I saw it at the theater too, by the way, when it first came out. Saw it with my mom. It was just, it was not fun. I had a headache by the end of the movie, having to sit there for 3 whole hours. It's just, I get uncomfortable having to sit for that long and do nothing. Believe it or not, guys, I'm a pretty active guy. I like to exercise. I like to go out, ride my bike, run, do cardio stuff, and just sitting for 3 hours is actually pretty hard for me. But anyways, guys, that's my review. I mean, like I said, I would easily give it a 7 out of 10, maybe even a 7.5 out of 10. It just drug on, and that was my #1 gripe. Any other gripes that I have about the movie? I don't know, man. That one lady was annoying. That one scientist lady was kind of annoying, and I thought she was just in the movie way too much. You know what I'm talking about? The kind of like the hippie one, the one that didn't want them to hurt all the plants and stuff. And I don't know. I mean, like, I understand what her role was in the movie, and I can respect her beliefs and things like that. But I just found her really annoying, and I don't know. I did like the main character though. I like the dude, that soldier dude. Forget his name. What was it? Jackson. I think it started with a J. He was cool. I liked him. He kind of reminded me of myself, young, adventurous man. Well, I'm not so young anymore, but I felt like I related to the main character, and that doesn't always happen in movies, where you feel like a personal connection. I don't always feel that. Solid reminder of that would be Kick-Ass. I did not feel connected to any of those characters in that movie, but it was still a decent movie. I mean, it wasn't terrible. But with Avatar, I did connect to the main character, and the Na'vi creatures as well. I actually did connect to them, because some of you know I'm a pretty spiritual guy. I find cavemen very fascinating. The Cro-Magnon species of cavemen. They were very into spirituality and love towards each other. I know it may not seem like that, but they really were. And I think that the Native Americans too, which the Na'vi creatures looked like more so than anything, I guess, were Native Americans. But I just think those are like the best civilizations throughout history. They actually cared about each other. They weren't like humans today. So I really enjoyed seeing that, the Naves and how they lived together and stuff like that. I thought that was really cool. And I thought the Tree of Knowledge was kind of an interesting concept as well. But Anyways, guys, 10-minute review for you here. I don't want to go too much over that. I think I pretty much said all there is to say about this movie. If you think you can sit through a 3-hour movie, then by all means, go ahead and watch it. But if you want my honest advice, I would say just watch some clips on YouTube. That's really all you need, bro. That's what I would do anyways if I had the chance to do it again. I would not sit through the 3-hour movie. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Sexbox Jared. I'll see you next time. Peace.